Yeah, our guys are excited to get our second home game of the year against Kent State, and got a lot of respect for their program, and especially a lot of respect for the schedule they've played and how they've played those opponents. We'll be excited to get started early at Sanford Stadium, and looking forward to the matchup.
Coach, will begin with Jordan Hill of Dogs 24/7.
Yeah, Kirby, we had a chance to talk to Marius on Monday, and he talked about his relationship with Warren McClendon, talked about him kind of being a big brother to him. What have you just seen of their relationship, and how valuable do you feel like that is for someone like Warren to kind of take Marius under his wing?
I think it's great. I think it's part of the culture here in terms of older players helping younger players and guys buying in. And Warren's, a very grounded, hardworking, just really tough guy. I mean, this guy's he spent a year on the scout team, and then after the year on the scout team, he worked his way into a position to play, and really hasn't looked back since. And he teaches Marius consistency. How it is to be effective day in and day out, not have highs and lows, not have ups and downs, and how to handle criticism. And Warren just sets a good example, really, for that whole room.
Thank you.
Next, we have Mike Griffith of AJC Dog Nation.
Hey, Kirby, thanks for doing this again every week. Appreciate it. Just wanting an update on Donnie Mitchell along with Ernest Green and Nyland Green.
Yeah, we're really hopeful to get AD back. He's getting closer. Nyland hit some good speeds yesterday. He's running. Don't know if he'll be able to play this week, but he's getting closer. And then Ernest Green has looked the best he has all year. He's working both with the offense and with the scouts. He doubles up and gets extra work down against us, but then also goes with the offense. So he's further along than he's been. He may be available for this game. Just really depends on how today's practice goes and Thursday's goes.
Thank you.
Next, we have Steve Moulton at WZZN.
Coach, really appreciate the time. I was hoping you could speak to Kendall Milton and what kind of development you've seen out of that young man, Coach.
Well, Kendall's a hard worker. He does a great job each and every day, and he's had some banged up injuries that have held him back a couple times in his past. And this year that probably affected him more on special teams than anything. He's been a starter for us on a lot of special teams units, and he's worked his way back since his hamstring injury to get back on those units and be able to help us. But certainly it's a big physical back. He's worked so hard to get where he could catch the ball out of the backfield better, and he's done that really well in the last really year. He picked that as something he wanted to work on, and he's shown a lot of maturity to improve in that area.
Certainly a lot's been made about your defense through 3 games, only giving up 1 touchdown. But what areas of improvement would you like to see out of your defense moving forward, Coach?
Communication, communicating across the board. We got a lot of plays where we got people on different pages, and that can be very costly in critical situations. Ability to play up tempo, which this team brings to the table. You got to be in great shape and condition to play up tempo teams, and you got to be able to get a line correctly and execute correctly. So those are things we got to continue to work on.
Thank you, Coach.
We have a follow-up from Jordan Hill.
Yeah, Kirby, just on the injury updates, do you anticipate any limitations with Jalen Carter this week?
Still don't know. He was limited yesterday, so it'll probably remain to be that way today, and see how he's able to push through. And it's not a severe ankle injury, but it's enough that at that position you put a lot of stress on that. When you're playing a double team, you're playing blocks, you're dealing with a lot more load than maybe a receiver or DB.
Thanks.
Next is Palmer Toms of Dogs HQ.
Hey, Kirby. Today marks the 3-year anniversary of that Notre Dame game at Sanford Stadium. What do you remember about the atmosphere that night, and how big of an impact did that have recruiting-wise for your program?
The biggest thing I remember was it being at night in the fourth quarter. all the lights went out in the stadium, and it was the first time that I can ever remember that happening. So it created a unique atmosphere and vibe. Then as far as its impact on recruiting, I think when you play on a national stage in front of a national audience against a national team like Notre Dame, it certainly helps you recruit nationwide.